Hello guys, and welcome back to the channel. So now guys, well done first, but don't give them back, because of course this is the only language that these people understand. Guys, I bring you this. Ondo, Amotekun arrest 200 cows, two herdsmen for invading farm settlement, attacking operatives. So first, I'm not quite sure how cows can be arrested, but I'm assuming that headline actually means seize. So cattle seized, in effect, is what is being said. But really, the next move is not to give those cattle or cows back and just auction them to the community and have them feast on it. So now losing their cattle, of course, is the exact language that these people understand. You can expect like some sort of reprisal attacks from these people for seizing and then auctioning their cattle. So you have to be prepared for that. But that lesson now has to go through that this is enough and thus far and no further. Again, the headline, Ondo, Amotekun arrest 200 cows, two herdsmen for invading farm settlement, attacking operatives. So now let's now see now how Akeredolu is pressing his advantage. About 200 herds of cattle and two herdsmen were on Tuesday arrested by personnel of the Ondo State Security Network Agency, also known as Amotekun Corps. The herders and their cows were arrested for eating and destroying crops on a farm in the Irese axis of Ife Dore local government area of the state. According to the corps, whilst trying to apprehend the herdsmen, some of its operatives were attacked whilst resisting arrest. Confirming the incident, the corps commander in the state, Adetunji Adeleye, said the herders and the cattle were already in the custody of the corps at its headquarters in the state. Adeleye added that his men were able to overpower the herders during the confrontation. The Amotekun boss also disclosed that the herders will be handed over to the relevant security agency for prosecution. So strike one effectively is what the Ondo State government is doing, because now Ondo State is at the forefront now of this particular battle. So there's a series of headlines regarding this particular goings on in Ondo State. So we'll just take them all in the sequence of this video, actually, so that we don't label another video rather with it. So we go into the second headline. Farmers cry out as herders invade, destroy farms in Ondo community. So let me give you that again, because that was a bit mouthy. Farmers cry out as herders invade, destroy farms in Ondo community. So now let's now go quickly through this one as well. Days after the Mieti Allah Cattle Breeders Association MACBAN accepted demands of the Ondo State government to stop open and night grazing, some herders have led their cows to destroy some farms in Idonre, headquarters of Idonre local government area of Ondo State. Whilst counting their losses, the farmers who had arrived at their farms for the day's farming activities said the herders perpetrated the act in the midnight, with crops worth millions of naira eaten and destroyed by the cows. Farmers at Oba Soto farm settlement, where the incident happened, said all their sweat and labor had vanished due to what they described as the wickedness of the herders. According to one of the farmers, Mr. Friday Ayegi, his cassava plantation, which he had been cultivating for a while, was eaten and destroyed by the cows. Whilst lamenting that all his money was invested on the plantation, Ayegi said all the plans he made in hope of reaping gains from his produce have gone to ruins. For Pa Olatoju Idowu, a physically challenged octogenarian, it was the same tale as his farm and that of his wife, which had cassava, pineapple, plantain, and cocoyam, were destroyed by the herdsmen and their cows. According to Idowu, the herdsmen first attacked his wife's farm about 10 days ago, but came again to destroy his farm and the rest of his wife's farm. When contacted over the development, the commander of Amotekun in the state, Adetunji Adeleye, who confirmed the incident, disclosed that operatives of the corps had been deployed to the affected farms to ascertain the level of destruction as well as quantity of damage done. The Amotekun boss also stated that the chairman of MACBAN in the state had been invited towards identifying and apprehending herders who committed the crime. So this should actually have come before the previous story, because it looks as though that is the sequence, and of course now actions have now been taken, and the farmers are getting some sort of justice. So let's just round it off with one final headline. Amotekun flushes out 30 herders, 5,000 cows out of Ondo forest reserves. So the move is quite aggressive in Ondo State now, and well done to the governor of that state. He's backing up his words with actions. 37 herders alongside 5,000 cattle were on Thursday ejected from forest reserves across Ondo State. The herders, who were ejected by operatives of Amotekun Corps, were accused of flouting the earlier order of Governor Oluwarotimi Akeredolu that herdsmen grazing in the forest reserves should either register with the appropriate agencies or vacate the reserves. Recall that about 2 weeks ago, Akeredolu had ordered the stopping of open, night and underage grazing in the state as part of measures to curb the prevailing security situation in the state. It was gathered that despite the order, the herders refused to vacate the forest reserves, a development which prompted the Amotekun Corps to swing into action to evict them from the forest reserves. Following their eviction, the herds and their cow were monitored out of the state. Confirming the operation, the state commander of Amotekun, Adetunji Adeleye, said the eviction will be total as most of the herders had vowed not to comply with the registration order of the state. He disclosed that the herders were flushed out of Ala, Oda, and Ofosu forest reserves of the state to neighboring states. Some of them have opted to leave the state because they couldn't meet our terms and conditions. They came through the chairman of Meti Allah in the state. Some opted to go to Ogun, Edo, and Kogi states. So our men escorted them to the boundaries of those states. We have to monitor their movement out of the state so that they would not destroy farms on their way out. About 37 herders with about 5,000 cows were ejected. So this is now exactly what is going on now within the, I wouldn't even say within the southwestern space, but more so within Ondo State. And the other southwestern states have to back Ondo State up, because I know that one state, is it Osun State or something, that's dilly-dallying, the Dapo Abiodun, I know he is dilly-dallying, but this is not a time to dilly-dally and pander to the Malabis. This is a time to stand firm and hold your chest out and stand in unison in one uniform strip. So now this is now the situation now in Ondo State. So the cows that were seized, these ones have to be auctioned off, and the people that were arrested, they have to have their day in court and hopefully get that 5-year term that the law stipulates or prescribes. So this is the latest development now. Come share your thought about all this with me in the comment section. Akeredolu continues to press his advantage in terms of flushing the Fulani herdsmen out of his state. What do you make of this? Come let me know in the comment section. But before you come into the comment section to engage, click on the red subscribe button so it turns gray. Bell button notifies you every time I drop a new video. Click on like as well, because that helps with the YouTube algorithm. Once you've done all the clickings, Governor Akeredolu has said it and he has done it. Also bear, Oshebe. So I'll leave you here. Carry this conversation on with you in the comment section, but here I say peace.